right, hey folks. Good morning. My name is Phil Kearney. I create role-playing games, I illustrate them, I publish them online, and I'm creating content for Dungeons & Dragons 5.5e. Specifically, we're creating Spelljammer combat and subclasses to complement the combat and exploration document that we have online. This is going to be bundled with it. It'll have a 100% free preview. It's basically taking class features from the 13 classes of D&D and translating how their features work when piloting ships and operating mecha, as well as introducing Spelljammer-specific subclasses for all 13, including the Artificer. We're doing some interior artwork right now of a barbarian raging pilot on the back of a Hornet fighter craft fighting an Yogi with an Umber Hulk thrall. So that's what we're going to be working on today, guys. Yeah, strap in. Let's go. So we're working on we're basically working on detail work right now for the Hornet fighter craft. Basically blending the line art and the color together to make it feel more semi-realistic instead of comic book-like. It'll take a little while for us to work out the details and the texture, but I'm liking the progress so far. It's a worthy cause. So we're gonna hack at this for a while, see if any interesting conversations crop up, and we'll just take the day as it goes. I was, I picked up the new Ravenloft Horrors Within book that Wizards released, and the subclasses that were printed at the Horror UA, probably back in, I want to say February, maybe probably even earlier than that. Anyway, they released 7 subclasses, horror-themed subclasses for this book. And there have been various minor changes from the UA to the actual final public work. And normally, we'll see a little OP creation from the UAs to probably just garner interest in playing something OP for a little while, and then they scaled back on a lot of it. And so we saw that there's been a scaling back in reasonableness, but it's not very. I streamed last night. Converting the Reanimator Artificer and the College of Spirits for the Bard, and it was like 90% the same content. There wasn't a lot of changes. My intention was to take lunch today and then tomorrow morning to go through the other 5 that I haven't touched. But honestly, I'm honestly not very motivated to do it. Hey, what's up, Matt? It's good to see you. Yeah, it wasn't. It was pretty disappointing to go through that process. It wasn't looking at anything new or innovative, and it's material that we've already basically covered. They just did some tweaks. So I maybe I'll come back and finish out the Ravenloft series, but I'm far more motivated to want to continue converting Magic the Gathering cards into subclass features instead of just going over the subclasses that we've already basically built out before. So I think I'm going to recant on my intentions for the week. And the original idea was to take some lunchtime and work on some of those, and then tomorrow morning finish off all 7. But I'm gonna just tell you, I'm not feeling it. So I'm gonna let it go and revise. I don't know if I'm gonna be on at lunch today or not. I suspect I'm not. I think what I do need to do is a little bit of extra game prep for D&D tomorrow. I'm going to be running a 3.5-hour Mecha Kaiju campaign, and the team just finished killing all of the. There was a swarm of hell wasps that were 20 feet in size. That there was a nest. They killed about 8 of them outside of the hive, and then they were able to infiltrate the hive and just in their mecha to start killing the wasps, and that turned out really good for the home team. They ended up killing the queen. They found some kidnapped villagers that got basically stolen and stuck into a wall like aliens, and so now they have a giant Kyber hive some freed hostages and a bunch of wasp corpses that they can harvest for materials to basically build stuff with. So I know they're taking an interest in the mecha aren't vulnerable to poison. So these wasps would have, if they were fighting things that had anatomy and like a bloodstream and stuff like that, they would have been incredibly dangerous for the team. But luckily the mecha were immune to poison effects, so they were only taking piercing damage from their stingers, and the poison just wasn't having any effect on the machines. So that is something that needs to be taken into consideration in the future, because we're playtesting this stuff to see how well mechanics scale up at different sizes using a basic formula that we've shared here on stream before, and the math is off. So we are recalibrating how much damage is being done, and we'll have another go at it. So I've got some encounters to build out, some plot lines and NPC stuff to do, and I think I'm going to reclaim my time this afternoon and work on that. Hey, what's up, guys? I liked Horrors Within, but I'm a Ravenloft head, so I would have bought that book anyway. Yeah, right on. Shame I could not get to my game so booked in time, but I think I'll be fine releasing Ravenloft. Oh my god, yeah, October's a great release time. What's up, Rel? Yeah, October is absolutely the right time for horror stuff. So I'm going to take a moment to pause and reflect. Let's trim this fairing down a little, or the this. I keep getting motorcycle vibes off of this. I like that I do. How you sitting in here, buddy? He's a little off, but we'll get that straightened up. We're gonna do the barbarian last. So right now, all I really need to do is just keep working, and don't get caught up in little details. Like I was just caught up in little. I don't need to work on that head anymore. It's fine. Step away from the head, Kearney. Move to the rest of the body. Get the job done. I'm tired today. I had crap sleep last night. One of my neighbors decided to serenade the neighborhood at 1 o'clock in the morning, and like, dude, it's 1 o'clock in the morning. It's like, oh, sorry. Like, for reals, man. What is wrong with people? That feels pretty good. And then here. So this is I have a vacation day today. And like I was saying, I don't think I'm going to do a lunchtime stream. I want to dedicate the time to help buffer the Mecha Kaiju campaign to make sure that runs smoothly tomorrow as well as the next couple weeks. All I really need to do is basically the amount of time that I spend in game DMing is about the same. Once I get a campaign up and running, like I streamed probably about 50 hours of game prep building that campaign before it actually launched. So I'm the kind of DM that does a lot of front load work and builds out the environments and like key players and brainstorm a bunch of potential scenarios and directions that the campaign can go in. And once I have all that stuff in motion and I can actually launch the campaign, the amount of improvising that I'm able to do during a session allows me to basically, once the game is up and running, I can spend like if each of my sessions is like roughly 3.5 hours. If I do about 3.5 hours of solid prep, I'll have enough content to run run that adventure, to run that session smoothly, and potentially start buffering for the next session. So as long as I'm in my own week of time, as long as I'm budgeting 3, maybe 4 hours of time for a 3.5 hour game session, I'm going to be able to provide a meaningful experience that team will in general enjoy. Put together a few scenarios. And then allow the improvising to fill in the gaps. And improvisation is absolutely a skill that any DM that sticks with it for at least a couple years can build honestly really good thinking on your toes, witty repartee, and just good improvisation in general. It's just I think that's one of the biggest benefits of DMing. Period. Is your ability that it really teaches you to think on your toes, which is a massive skill for everything. Hey, what's up? It was hard. It was hot as fuck. Hard to sleep last night. All right, man. Thanks, Rel. Yeah, I honestly think I need it. It'll be nice to do some downtime, and just to do some good old fashioned game prep. There's a new pokey restaurant that's down the street from where I live. So I'm going to take some time and have some lunch, listen to some podcasts. And if prep goes well this morning, and lunch agrees with me, then I may end up doing something online, but I don't expect it. I think I'm just going to reclaim my time for the day. I wanted to be on stream. I was doing lunch streams for about 2 years, 2024, 2025, but it was too much. Doing like 2 or 3 lunches a week was just too intense. So I had to back off that schedule and slide back to something that's a little more reasonable. There we go. Build that out. That feels pretty good. Cool. Now let's get this straightened up. I use a lot of smudging in my Photoshop. I legitimately just like finger painting. I like pushing pixels around the page, and the smudge tool, the smudge tools that we built, the tool set I use is on my Patreon, which is linked down below. Anyone can have it for free. Just grab the tools and start playing with them. Yeah, I genuinely enjoy pushing pixels. It might not be the most efficient way to do something, but it's the most satisfying. And that's legitimately important. Like, you have to enjoy your process of whatever it is that you're doing. Because if you don't enjoy the process, you aren't going to want to do it. And the process is what helps you complete tasks. So you have to be at peace with what you do and more importantly, how you do it. Which I don't think a lot of people think about process until they're in it, and then they realize, oh man, this is a real bear. I'm having problems. And that's one of those things that can just sneak up and kill you. So you gotta be aware of, like, what am I enjoying about, like, this thing that I'm doing, what am I enjoying about it? Why am I enjoying it? The end result itself is decent motivation. But you have to go through all the steps to complete the project. And if you don't love all of those steps, wherever you hate it, that's your choking point. And when you get to that hate stage, a lot of people will just start a new project and get to that point of hate and then stop and then start a new project. And so they end up having this catalog of ideas that they never actually execute because they didn't have the tenacity or the inspiration to dig through the slog part of it to get to the reward of completing the task. And that's we don't know where our quote unquote points of contention are going to be until we learn the process and figure out where it's at. Like me, for instance, I hate marketing. I hate packaging and I hate production. I don't like I love making artwork, but I don't like bundling, like packaging up that art as like something that somebody could purchase as like a piece of stock art. I've got tons of stuff that I could publish for stock art. I just don't like taking the time to do it because, kind of like Edna mode, it distracts from the now. It's playing with work in the past. And once I complete a piece, I tend to walk away from it. And that is a flaw in my own design that I need to reckon with if I want to continue building momentum, because I will stagnate at the point of stubbornness, where I'm not willing to evolve and change my process. That's where my growth dies. And it's harsh but it's a reality, and the more you are able to come to grips with it and just own that truth, the more you have it, the higher your chances are of being able to figure out how to get around it and build a process that you then actually enjoy, so you can move to the next tier. And I'm still in those throes myself, and I'm comfortable enough where I'm at to enjoy what I do, but I know that I could evolve into something bigger and better, quote unquote, if I was willing to take on that challenge, and I just haven't been willing to yet. So luckily, where I'm at right now is somewhat enjoyable and entertaining. But change has to happen for growth to occur. Hey, what's up? Gotta enjoy the process. Hey, Steve, it's good to see you, my man. It's like miniature painting. Halfway through, they all look... Yeah, no kidding, right? What are you telling? Nice, Ralph. Appreciate that. Yeah, absolutely, you gotta know yourself. It's okay to have flaws. Everyone has flaws. But to try to hide them from yourself is what's going to end up getting you killed. Apparently, that was that conversation. We'll see what else comes on deck. Let's build a line of separation there. Good. But it is a vacation day, and even though I don't currently plan on actually having a lunch stream, I also don't have a hard stop at 8 o'clock. So I'm going to work this piece until the muse says go, and I'm just going to stick around and see how long this takes. So we're obviously putting in a lot of effort and time into this wasp. I like the results, though. So no hate coming from me here. This is a cool piece. This will probably be the best piece in the book, including the cover. I think this is just the best illustration. Let's round that out so it's more like a ball joint. No, I have alarms. I'm still keeping track. I still use my 20-minute timer to make sure that I don't end up like focusing on this ball joint for 40 minutes, right? While I'm rambling about stuff. I don't mind the art that I do while I get to have a conversation with you guys about whatever comes up. But if I'm sitting here just mincing on pixels while I'm rambling, I'm not really fulfilling the purpose of getting the art done. Like that's the intention of being here. Is like guaranteeing that I'm going to get work done every day, while also trying to keep you guys amused and talking about stuff that's fun. But the real goal is to keep pushing forward and to get projects done. And being on stream and holding myself accountable to whatever process it is I'm going through, that's a big part of it. There we go. There. Moment of silence, pause and reflect. Round that out a little bit more down here. There we go. I feel like this leg here should actually be lower. Let's see if I can cut this out. Like it should be more like down like this. Yeah. This seems a lot more accurate. Better anatomy, Kearney. And let's shift this and build this out a little bit more here. Better worlds, all of them better worlds. There we go. That feels pretty good. Now let's go into here and sculpt this into the proper shape. This is a layer underneath the actual full body of the wasp, so I can push pixels around here without fear of screwing up the other the rest of the color that we've already built. And then once we like how the leg sits, we'll bond it down to the rest of the layer, and then move on to another portion. There we go. That looks really good. And now I can clean up this here a lot easier. Whoop. There we go. I see text. I'll catch up with you in a hot second. What's up? The Umber Hulk shading is banging. Hey, thanks, man. Yeah, it still looks a little ruddy. I wanna up the contrast on it, a little darker darks and lighter lights to give it more dichotomy. But I like them. The pose is good. I like the piece in general. I'm pretty happy with it. So this is gonna end up being a pretty good piece when it's done. I've got 100% confidence that this is gonna be a good one. There we go. That feels right. I can't imagine this piece of stock art being useful anywhere other than this book. It's highly like all the art I do is always really specific to the page that it's painted for, and that tends to limit the usefulness of the art that I create beyond the content of the book. The advantage of that is highly specialized, unique art that makes it an interesting project to support. The downside is difficulty in extracting illustrations for potential stock art. I love it when I have an excuse to use one piece of art from one book and include it in another book. It collapses time frames. That's a whole painting I don't have to paint. But secondarily, it helps craft me towards building more art that can be useful in other applications other than just the book it was originally made for. So as much as I love doing the customized art, again, this is another thought process or potential space of improvement for when I build a piece. Does it have repeatability? Does it have any use beyond what it's currently being made for, and being able to own that, like, this is a one-shot illustration. Should I be spending 20 hours on a one-shot illustration, or would that be time better spent on something that's has potentially more universal usefulness that could be sold as stock art in the future? And I'm still, the artist in me is struggling to retain control of the first option, while the reluctant business mind is trying to evolve into a place where it's like, well, maybe focusing on something a little bit more generic that has replayability is going to be more important to you. But then that starts weighing into, like, am I doing commissions for me or for somebody else? And is the money worth the price that I'm paying personally for producing the work? Maybe, maybe not. Again, more struggles in the evolution of myself. Fun times, right? Good times. There's a 20-minute timer. What's up? Keep at it. I don't know how long I'm going to go for today. If we fall into flow, I'm hoping we can find some flow today, where I just fall into the space and the work just gets done like magic. I love that flow state where I just become a passenger and get to just watch the art manifest just like you guys do. Like, I don't have an end goal. Like, I don't have a destination for this piece. I just put a work order in. Like I talk about this like AI. You know, I put in the prompts, and the art engine that is my body spits out a solution, and more often than not, it's something I enjoy. It's like, that's good enough, and then we build it out, and we're good to go. Round that out a little bit more. I see more text. I'll catch it with you in a second. Let's grab a dark bit here to help build out that surface. When we get rid of line art and blend it into the color, when we do have lines, those lines literally have more weight. They mean more because they are defined lines. What's up? I'm always looking for tokens for my virtual... Yeah, right on, man. Or too, honestly, if you export the folder group as PNG, maybe throw a token pack up for sale. Yeah, probably. I'm really thinking about making Patreon my hub, and I think there's Patreon tools that let you basically just set up a purchase, like a sales, like a storefront, without having to necessarily be a Patreon member. I believe those are tools that are available. So one of my goals when I give myself some time to do it is to research and figure out how that stuff works. I'm also interested in Shopify, since I should have access to tools here on YouTube. It'd be really fun if I could get in. Hold on, I see something's off balance here. Real quick, hold on. There. Build out stock art and then have it running along the bottom of the stream, like in the description area. Like, here's some stock art you can pick up, and then I can provide the link to, like, here's the stream where I made this art. I like that idea. I haven't gotten there yet, obviously, but I like the idea. Like, here's some dragon art that I did, and here's the playlist of me making that art. Like, it probably isn't anything, but it sounds like something fun to at least explore a little bit. Don't move the wasp. Blend. There we go. Yeah, that feels pretty good. We are coming along. Let's grab this. Actually, I want to grab this. I want to cut it, and I want to add it back in. Bigger. Like that. You know what? Screw you, Oofus. Transform. Give it a tilt. Just like that. I want to bring this in a little bit because I don't like how it's connecting with the hand here. That feels pretty good. I can merge that down. Look at that. Figure that out. Well done, Kearney. There's text going on, and I'm ignoring it, so give me a hot second here. I'll catch up with y'all. So, certain tiers get all your tokens VTT. Maybe you would have to spend a bunch of time packing them up, but yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's obviously options. The problem is that for me to do production work and business stuff, I have to stop doing art stuff, and that's the big conflict. I really hated when I was freelancing art for a living, and how dependent I became on like the grind to make money. It completely killed the artistic spirit, and I now have a little bit of a phobia behind like to publish a book. I have to build like a product page on DMsGuild, and I don't like building product pages. So I have to get into a space where I enjoy making product pages. I haven't found the art of it yet, so it's still a production, like cold processing, and that is absolutely throttling my ability to grow. Like we were talking about. That is my point of contention. But yeah, the potential is there. It just has to be developed. We'll get there. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Like Bjork said, all these things are waiting in a mountain for the right time to explode. I'm a big fan of Bjork. Bjork does some badass work, man. She is crazy good. Slowly but surely working our way down the body. We get the progress done eventually. Just takes some time. There we go. That's feeling pretty good. So let's move further down the body towards the abdomen. What's up? Oh man, yeah, I do DJing online. I mix her stuff a lot. Yeah, hell yeah, her grooves are so strong. I love the remix stuff that she did with DJ Tricky, back in the like it was the post remix. I forget what it was called, but man, there was some really fucking fat grooves on that song, on that track. So good. I mean, the album debut, it had some massive bangers in it, man. There we go. Yep, it's working our way down the frame. It's working out. There we go. Smooth that down. Oh, that wouldn't surprise me. Oh my god, yeah. The bass groove on Army of Me is just massive. I love that song. And I would say Army of Me and Enjoy off of Post are like those locked me on. Those locked me into Bork forever. And then I heard Debut. And what is it? Human Behavior is a good song. It's fun. But it's Come to Me. And God, what's the other song that absolutely just crushes it for me? I can't remember offhand the other song. Okay, now my brain's sticking. Hold on, I gotta go on a quick Bjork tangent. Bjork post, Bjork debut song list. I know you can't see this; it's behind the thing, but One Day and Come to Me. Those two songs, those are amazing songs. Holy crap. I would say God communicates with me more through music than anything else. YouTube is particularly good at serving up songs to me that really lock in where my state of mind is at. It's honestly a little creepy, but I love it. I absolutely love it. This is out of nowhere, but if you for anyone that's not familiar with In Living Color, the Nothingness by Living Color is one of just my absolute favorite songs. Nothingness. If I listen to Nothingness, it makes me want to listen to Silent Lucidity by Queensryche, and that almost always leads me into listening to Bjork. There, that feels good. We'll blend that out. And All Is Full of Love by Bjork, that song just kills me every time. I'll say this, visual art like painting like this, it's cool, but songs just really move me. Oh god, this is feeling really good. Where'd that leg go? Bloop, there you are. Let's figure you out since we're here. Oh, yeah, this is going to work. This is 100% going to work. Let's grab that, push that up just a smidge there. Blend this in proper. There we go. A little bit like that, a little undergloss. Good. Good. I see text. I'll catch up with you in a second. Yeah, it feels pretty good. Let's fix this back leg here for a second and get that all smoothed out and cleaned up. Cleaned up. That feels really, really, really good. I like that so much, I'm going to merge it down. Just keep my layers simple. What's up? Living Color as it was Danny Glover. And the guitar, I love their guitarist. Holy fuck. Living Color's guitarist is great. I never knew his name. But yeah, their shit is good, man. Vivid. That was the name of the album that Nothingness is on. It's Vivid. That was a real prog metal sort of album. It was really interesting. They did a lot of work with. That's when guitar synthesizers had first come out. Like where you're feeding your feeding your guitar feed through a synthesizer, and so when you're plucking strings, it creates like keystrokes. It was a really interesting effect, but they did some really, really good work with it. Really fun technology they were playing with on that album. That was like, I want to say, God, like 94, maybe 93. Somewhere around there. Pretty damn good album. Really, really good stuff for its time. Really enjoyed that. Okay, I think we're officially getting into the abdomen here, which means we'll be finishing this thing pretty quickly. I think after we finish this, I'm going to bounce over to the Nyogi. It's small, literally, so it shouldn't take too long for me to give it the same treatment as this. Let's clean up that edge a little bit. There we go. Bap, dap, da. Smooth that out. Bring this in. What's up? You ever play guitar instruments? Yeah, sounds right. 90s kid, yep. Yeah, I learned a little bit of guitar and bass and a little bit of piano. I took some music theory classes in college. I was a singer in a high school band. The largest audience I performed in front of was 120 people. It was fun as hell. I am terrified of performing until I start performing, and then flow takes me almost immediately. It's amazing how quickly flow catches me when I'm performing in front of people. Even in D&D, I catch flow during D&D a lot. I think I wouldn't be as effective as an improv DM if I didn't fall into flow state so easily. Bop, dop, da. Just going to squeeze this in here. I don't think I need to go too hard on the line art because I think the coloring on the abdomen is looking pretty good. I think I just need to smooth it out a little bit and it should be good. So this might not take very long over here. Do want to mind my P's and Q's. Putting in the work here now for this Hornet is going to make it really easy for us to do the deck plans for it later. I mean, it's basically just a rocket cycle, right? It's just a 10-foot. It's like it doesn't have any interior deck plans or anything, but we do want to do like a static, like you've got your 10-foot grid, and then we'll have like the head of the wasp here, and then here's the body, and then here's the abdomen, and then here's the wings, and then you have your helm here, and that's basically it. Like that's our little, like a real quick 10 by 10 grid of like what the floor plan will look like, and it'll have like the helm, will be here. 15-foot mecha to fight them at their own scale, which honestly is a huge callback to the original Macross saga, Robotech first season, where the Rick Hunter and Max and Lisa Hayes found their way aboard a Zentradi battleship in their Veritech mecha, and got stuck there. And so the mecha were the same size as the giant Zentradi that are 50 feet in size. So they made mecha that were 50 feet in size, and the mecha were agile enough as like human-shaped ships that they could put on coats and carry guns and stuff at the scale of 50 feet. This is really kind of a long roundabout homage to those episodes. The original intent, my original thought for the Mecha Kaiju campaign was actually just going to be build mecha and then go through Bigby's Might of the Giants. There's like a bunch of scenarios in the back end of the book, like with fire giants, storm giants, cloud giants, stuff like that. The original idea was just to take those encounters and then put your characters in mecha and then go fight the giants on their own size. But then it evolved into the Bastion stuff, and then I wanted to do like an XCOM style campaign. So I sidelined the giant scenario, but I might end up going back to that after we finish the Mecha Kaiju campaign, just going through Glory of the Giants scenarios. I think there's like 5 different encounters that are in there of you fighting various types of giants. I might decide to swing back around and do that once we actually finish this current campaign. I also wanted to do Storm King's Thunder as a Mecha Kaiju campaign where you're going from city to city and distributing your mecha team to fight off the dragons. But then that evolved into Space Mecha and Spelljammer. So what we're currently doing on Saturdays is kind of folding together a number of proto campaign ideas that I had that just kind of boiled down into let's just do Spelljammer. Campaign's fun. I'm as a DM, I'm really enjoying it, and players keep showing up, so apparently they're enjoying it too, which is, always a good sign. We have 5 people on the team because you're probably, out of 5 people, you're probably going to lose 1, maybe 2 people each week. It's a Saturday. It's really the only time I can spare to have like a 4-hour block of time without life and family trying to climb all over me. So Saturday morning is what I get, but that also creates a lot of potential absenteeism from players at the table, regardless of how dedicated they are. Saturdays are Saturdays, man. For years, since like 2005, I ran, no, not 2005, I'd say maybe 2010 and later. For years, I ran a Sunday morning game from like 6:30 a.m. Seattle time till 10. And that was early enough on a Sunday that I was never interrupted, but it was difficult. We had a stable team for like maybe 8 years, and it eventually fell apart. But for the longest time, I had a stable of 4 players that would show up Sunday mornings all the time, and we ran through 2 20-level campaigns. Running that way, it was a lot of fun, and we also played a Numenera campaign for about 9 months. That was a blast. I gotta say, man, Numenera is so easy to run as a DM. It is ridiculously easy to run as a DM. All of the work is on the players. They're the ones that have to do all the work. The DMs just come up with ideas and assign difficulty numbers to it, and you're done. Super simple. Very, very encouraging of improvised gaming. But the players didn't like it. The way that Numenera works, or rather the original system of Numenera, it was designed to, this is where I got that scale of 1 to 10. of DC is 3 to 30 on a scale of 1 to 10. And your job as a player to succeed in challenges was to create enough leverage, enough edge and circumstantial bonuses to, instead of increasing your bonuses to the die roll, it was to decrease the DC of the challenge to a point that became DC 0 and you were guaranteed to succeed. But if you could drop it down to a DC of 1, you only have to roll a 3 on the D20. So all your character abilities were keyed towards lowering the difficulty so you didn't have to roll the die. I kill the goblin. Okay, make a roll. Well, my edge drives it down to DC 0, so I automatically kill the goblin. The game loop is designed to remove dice rolls. And all of my players, the reason they like playing role-playing games is because they get to roll dice. They make the math rocks go clack and big numbers go brr. And that's what my team loves. And Numenera is the exact opposite of that. Low bonuses and remove die rolls to speed up the narrative of the story, which sounds good on paper. And honestly, if you're a Fate player or World of Darkness, I think that has an appeal. But for D&D enthusiasts, math rock clackers, Palladium fans, it didn't work. They did not. They played it for 9 months. It was an Eberron campaign where the team was basically helping one of the pirates, Lazar, usurp the rest of the pirates and become the queen of the pirates. And it was a super fun campaign. But after 9 months, they're like, we miss rolling dice. We just want to go back to playing D&D. Are you cool with that? I'm like, hell yeah, I'm cool with that. It was a ton of fun. It taught me, honestly, it taught me a lot about. I would say during that time frame is when my improvisation skills really crystallized and became strong. That was a result of running Numenera as a DM. Highly recommend that system. It's worth exploring. If your team likes it, enjoy. It can be endless fun, literally. But it's counterintuitive to how D20 systems work. But that kind of just speaks to how valuable it is that when you find a system that you love to run, that you mess around with other systems so you understand what the landscape really is and what you are what you are honing in on. This is going to be the type of action loop I like to play as a DM. But knowing Blades of the Dark is useful. Knowing Numenera is super useful. Knowing Shadow Dark, super useful. These are all tools that I can put in my D&D toolbox and manipulate to create different experiences or to work those mechanics in on the back end for myself, and not really hey, we're going to do Shadow Dark. It's no, we're just playing D&D, but I'm incorporating elements from Shadow Dark into it. That's really viable. Pick up the dark, blend it in. I see text. What's up? And Eberron, did you lean into the houses thing? I started to lean for a minute because I thought I was going to run it, but I fell apart. No, I never use more than 1, maybe 2 houses. There's a ton of Dragon Mark houses. To me, okay. So here's my tier rate. Here's my tier ranking. The best guilds environment that I've ever seen was Planescape. But I don't like what Planescape 5e is. But in 2nd edition, the factions, the Planescape factions were super freaking cool. In 5e, those because they didn't put the gas on doing something with Planescape in 5e, they instead released Ravnica first. And I fell in love with Ravnica for D&D. That's actually what motivated me to create the Color Mana Spellpoint variant rules, was Ravnica. And Ravnica basically does the in 5e the Planescape factions are completely overshadowed by the guilds of Ravnica by far. And then there's the Dragon Mark house, the Dragon Mark houses, which is another like 13 guilds or 12 guilds right now, 12 different guilds, but they just don't shine in comparison to Ravnica or Planescape factions. So I never was interested in diving into them. They're commerce centers, basically. Like they move commerce. So like I might have like House Orion or House Lyander in a campaign, or I might have, I can never remember the name of the animal trainers, but I'll introduce them occasionally. But yeah, I never lean into Dragon Mark houses at all. There's already so many nations and factions that exist inside of Eberron that the Dragon Mark houses to me is kind of a hat on a hat. So yeah, never had a need to get into them, because there's just so much stuff going on with Eberron in general. It's like the guild, like Dragon Mark the Dragon Mark houses aren't everything. There's so much more to Eberron than the Dragon Mark houses, as opposed to like Ravnica, it's just guilds, and Planescape could be just factions if that's how you run the campaign. And I guess you could run Eberron as just Dragon Mark house conflicts, but it just feels like you're leaving so much on the clip floor that to do that just seems like a waste. But my biggest appeal for Eberron is the planes, like the planar system that they have. The cosmology is unique and fun. The nations, I love the different nations and continents. I think those are probably my biggest drives. Oh man, I'm really liking how this gradient is smoothing out in here. That feels really, really good. That's just a fucking clean piece, man. This is feeling really, really good. I've only really just started to think about I didn't even really use any of the gods in Eberron, like the Sovereign Host and the Six. And almost all my stuff is nation and species related. Yeah, it seems like a lot to absorb. I like Warforged stuff in there. So I love Warforged. They are my absolute favorite. And the third edition Whisper Gnomes is my take on Zalargo. They have a spy network. I forget what they're called. Like, I think it's like the Brethren or something. Anyway, there's like this crazy gnome mafia in Eberron that is like kind of like Israel. It's like the world leader in espionage and spyware, and their gnomes by nature are artificers. So it's They have all the cool spy toys, but I love Whisper Gnomes. The only gnomes I love from D&D are the Whisper Gnomes. They're like the Underdark version of gnomes. Like they're the Drow of gnomes. Even though one could say no, actually, Phil, the Sverfneblin are the Drow of gnomes because those are like literal Underdark gnomes. So like I understand that retort. But the Whisper Gnomes, they're like super skinny, lithe. They have massive stealth bonuses. Their skin is a dark, ruddy gray, so they just blend in the shadows naturally. And they'll stab a mother, man. They will stab you. They're like what happens when reality tries to kill you and you're a gnome, and this is what you evolve into. Kind of like if I don't know if any of you guys read the Deathgate Cycles by Margaret Weiss and Tracy Hickman. It's a D&D-esque campaign world where there's different spheres of reality and there's different worlds in each of these spheres. But Haplo is one of the main characters, and I forget the name of his people, but basically they were so magically. What they would do is they would tattoo magic runes onto their body, and the more runes that they had built out on them, the more armor they would have, the more hit points they would have, and the more spell-like abilities they could have. They basically wore their spell book as tattoos on their body that they would touch different sigils to activate different abilities. And they became so powerful that the gods basically banished them to a pocket dimension as a prison. And it was supposed to be like an Eden that would take care of them so that they could stay contained to be okay. But at some point, it turned evil. And the pocket dimension that they were trapped in started creating monsters and plants that were hunting them. And it was called the Labyrinth. And so they became like these like Drow-like, really death-bound people. It's like life is cheap and we're going to fight it was like a cross between Drow and Githyanki, whereas like our life is brutal and difficult and we're incredibly powerful and we have to be powerful just to survive this place. And the story was about one of them found a way to escape and was trying to find a way to open the door for the rest of his people to come out. That's who Haplo was. But Haplo, that whole idea of like that practical evil, like I can't afford morality because this environment won't allow for compassion. It's a nasty scenario, but seeing people climb out of that is a great like redemption arc. But the Drow, the Whisper Gnomes, and I think to an extent Warforged all have that same sort of character arc of like we're born into a hostile or brutal environment that forces us to make decisions between our humanity and our survival. I love that stuff. I love it when they have to compromise, and because they make for like drastic scenarios. But I also love it when they're able to overcome it and find the humanity in themselves, because that's humanizing, you know? Shadowfell, yeah, basically Shadowfell gnomes. Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. Yeah, Vecna made a pocket prison for his enemies in the Ash Plain. What a dark solution. Same sort of idea. Yeah, Deathgate Cycles, a 7-book series. Margaret Weiss and Tracy Hickman, coming down right off of the Test of the Twins. That's an amazing Dragonlance trilogy as well. The Test of the Twins, holy crap! Or is it Trial of the Twins? I forget exactly. But there's 3 books about Cameron and Raistlin, basically doing high-level adventuring. It's super cool. Highly recommend. Great novels. I would say Test of the Twins is the best trilogy of Dragonlance, period. The artwork, God, the book cover art is all Elmore, and it is amazing art. Yeah, the halflings. Yes. Yeah. The halflings. Yes, the halflings in Dark Sun are very similar to like what the Whisper Gnomes would be, except for the cannibalism. But yeah, halflings are great, man. I love halflings. Dark Sun made me fall in love with halflings. I could not see them as happy, chubby hobbits once Dark Sun hit the scene. I hated Kinder. Stupid fucking species. But Dark Sun halflings are just, they are the bee's knees. Let's do like that. This is turning out. I think we're going to be okay over here. This one, make a book recommendation list one of these days on Discord if you got bored. All right. Right on. Yeah, I'll probably get around to it. There. Build that in. I like my epidemic music. It's good stuff. Give me some dark over here, buddy. So close to being done with this wasp. I tell you what, man, I am loving that it's 7:56 and I don't have to leave. I'm in this space, man. I'm feeling this. This feels good. I could probably do this for another hour or so. I think that's reasonable. I don't know how long you guys are going to stick around. This isn't my normal cadence. But I'm having a blast. This is good days for me. Good days. I'm tired as hell. I had shit sleep last night. But I'm enjoying this experience being here. I'm just going to smooth this out a little bit. I don't think I really need to kill myself on this art, on these lines here. I'm pretty happy with how the admin is already. I basically just need to clean it up a little bit, make it look polished. Pardon the pun. There we go, like that. Bring that down. Chill, man, chill. There we go. Yeah, it's feeling pretty good. We're just about... I'm going to smooth this down. I was making little bumps out of it, but I think it wants to be a little bit smoother. So let's do that. Let's smooth that down. Doot. Then smooth it up. We got some little burrs over here. Some burrs over here. This little stinger tail here looks a little knobby. I need to clean that up. There. That feels good. And let's blend this in. Blend that out. Yeah, that feels pretty good. That feels really, really good.
You know what? I feel like I don't need that. I don't think I need that cross line there. I'm gonna get rid of that segment. I don't feel like that's adding value to the architecture of the piece. So I'm just gonna blend that out. There we go. I think that feels a little bit better. Can build that out. There. Yeah, that does feel better. Man, I love how that looks. I love how that looks. Definitely, this is definitely my favorite piece. There, that feels good. Enjoying the shot. Right on, man. I like listening to YouTube in the shower too. I've really become a what's the word I'm looking for? Let me put it this way. I've noticed a degradation of my own internal monologue as a result of becoming overly overcommitted to having YouTube stuff. Like I want to listen to YouTube more often than I want to have silence inside my head, and I'm identifying that as actually a problem. So I'm attempting to disconnect more often from media. Like I want input, I want new, I want to be on the edge of whatever information is coming out, and it's becoming, for me, I think, an unhealthy level of attention. It's like the opposite of doom scrolling. It's like, I don't know, like value scrolling. I don't know. I guess it is doom scrolling. I look for information that I think helps fill in my gaps, or just expand my awareness with just information instead of self-discovery. And it used to all be self-discovery and self-reflection, but somehow over time it shifted towards seeking information externally instead of realizing truths about myself inside. And that is a massive paradigm shift that I don't regret anything that I've accumulated, but I'm beginning to notice the loss. So, like, quote unquote, unplugging is I can feel the value of meaningfully unplugging from technology more and more. And I'm somebody that isn't really heavy into tech at all. But I can still feel. I can't imagine how steep somebody is that has to ask Grok, what am I supposed to eat for dinner or something like that. That's a psychotic level of dependency on technology to me. Yeah, that feels good. Cool, that feels good. Let's go here to the stinger and figure that out. And my phone go doot. Hold on real quick. I gotta look at my phone here real fast. Something's happening with it. That's cool. That's cool. Okay. All things, all good, all times. Let's get that straightened out. Drop down here. That's feeling pretty good. There we go. Okay, this is really, really close to done. We got this. We got this. That out, smooth that in, get that angle good for the curve. That feels good. Pull this out, blend it in, get that going for the curve. That looks good. That looks good. I like this I like this this gradient. That feels really good. I'm gonna smooth this down a little bit, less bulbous. There it is. That feels good. All right. All I gotta do is just stick the landing here on the stinger. That's feeling really, really good. There we go. Ah, this is so fun. There's that dopamine rushing in. Dopamine giving me a dose of job well done, Kearney.
Whew. All right. Okay, so the next question, real quick, is
do I need to tone down the head a little bit? Like that. I feel like I need to darken up some of it. So I'm gonna do this for a little bit. See about just blending in a darker a more muted tone. Oh yeah, and I need to do the wings too. Forgot about the wings. Gotta do the wings. I'm not quite done. I think I'm gonna do the wings after the barbarian. We'll do those last because they're gonna have. It has like a Gaussian effect. It'll have anything behind it is going to be like lessened like this. So I'm going to want to see what the how the barbarian ends up sitting on this before I do this Gossamer effect. Yeah, let's blend this. Yeah, this is already feeling like a good decision. I like how this is looking. There, like that. A little more muted over here. Yeah. See that dropping down the value, the brightness, and curving some of the saturation, a more muted yellow is helping balance out the head with the rest of the body pretty nicely. That feels really, really good like that. We'll keep that edge. There. Bring that down a little bit. Hit that edge there a little bit for the curve. That feels way better. There. Yeah, see, that feels a lot more balanced now. I want to do something with that eye. Let's clean this up a little bit. There. And there. I hear you, Timely Timer. Thank you for keeping me on time. It was like 8:30? 8:15. We're doing good. There we go. Get that edge in there. That feels really good. Straighten that out. Good. Now I'm going to merge these down. Bold like an American. %, please and thank you. And then erase in here to straighten up that edge. Just a little blurry. Good. Feels pretty good. I think what I need to do, though, is take a little bit of this. and bring it back here. Add in a little bit of that, more of that yellow around down in here.
There we go. All right, cool. I'm gonna lock that down. I'm gonna call that Hornet done. I'm pretty happy with it. Again, we still have to do the wings, but we'll do those last. Right now, I think what I want to do is now hop over to the Niyogi. First thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to conceal the Umber Hulk so that we're only dealing with the Niyogi. So we can start cleaning this area up a little bit. You scrub. Yum, yum, yum. There we go. And let's get rid of all of this internal noise. Like that. I think this Niyogi is going to be the last thing I do today. We'll see if we can get it cleaned up and done, and then I'm going to kick. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a damn nap because I am tired. My sleep last night was shit, so I need to get some sleep. I'm really thankful I don't work today because goddamn I'm tired. Let's take base color down to 0. Let's just keep sculpting here. There. Let's see. Yeah, okay. I think I know where I need to be right now. Let's just work on straightening this up. Here, get that jawline down here. This is all going to go really nicely, I can tell. There. Yeah, that's the way it looks. Like that. I like how that's looking. I don't need intense levels of detail on this guy. He's really small. So I think just some gradient and some line art is probably going to be able to do the trick. Let's add in some darker lines where it makes sense to add in shadow and stuff. Like that. Push that out here. This has almost a marker feeling to it. I like that. I like marker design work. Like when people are using markers to layer in colors over line art. They do that a lot, like with Star Wars droid and ship design. A lot of marker work. Yeah, that feels right.
good. And then we'll add in a line here. I like these folds and ridges of the skin and the flesh. I like the scales and stuff. I like how that curves. Like, it's got a real eelish sort of feel. I mean, it's a Nyogi, so it's like a cross between a moray eel and a spider. That's what they're designed to be. One of my favorite Spelljammer species. Like, you're not going to do a lot of negotiating with a Beholder. You're not going to do a lot of negotiating with an Illithid. It just doesn't happen. But Nyogi, they are the Ferengi of Spelljammer for reals. They are always looking for a deal, and they're willing to sell each other into slavery to get it. Like, that's literally their culture. So there's a lot of room for players to negotiate when there's Nyogi on the board. There. Yeah, that feels really good. So it's kind of an illusion. It looks really, really good at a distance. The more you zoom in and see like how the sausage was actually made, the less of an illusion it has. But again, at further scale, it looks like, pardon the pun, I really like how that looks. I'm going to trim this edge down here to give it more of a curve. Let's create a little gullet sack down here. Nice. Sup? Yeah. Yeah, he looks like he could enslave a Beholder. I mean, an Umber Hulk. And let's be 100% clear. He's drawn this way. He's absolutely bad. Curve in there. Liking how that feels. I'm going to have to transition into the legs. I think we can do that. We'll have to do some paint over, but I think it's going to end up okay. We're in a good place here. Let's grab that black of his eye, build that in here, build that up a little bit. Yeah, that actually feels really, really good. Really, really good. Where are we at down here? Bump, bump, bump. Go bump, bump, bump. Add some texture in here. Like, it's such a modest detail, it doesn't really matter. But I want it to be there. I want to know it's there. So I'm going to do it. Some fuzziness. That classic wolf spider fuzz. Just use a little grab and tug method of smudging. Just like little blip, 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 blip. Just little taps. It helps desaturate the lines so they become more fuzzy to simulate that that peach fuzz spider fro look. It's basically light stippling, like low density stippling in different directions to help create that mottled, again, that spider fro. There you go. And yeah, I'm going to have to paint over the legs. So I'm going to just build out the body frame so that we can recreate the legs in here. That's going to end up being okay. There. Can't get away from insects in Spelljammer, man. There. Increase the size of that eraser so we can dig in there. I'm going to actually get rid of these back legs. Just erase them. I'm just going to rebuild them from scratch. I know where I want this piece to go. I think we can get there. Like that. Just going to fill that in a little bit. Splash some color into it. Like that. Build that crook. I gotta do is add the Umberhulk back in to make sure that I'm actually grounded. There. I'm gonna get rid of that. We'll build those little four pincers in a bit. Again, I'm just really interested in making sure that I get the anatomy of this right. It doesn't have to be intense detail, but it has to be accurate. Honestly, if your anatomy is good and the posing is dynamic, you can get away with a lot of fudge work. We'll be able to build his little forelimbs here. These little socket joints here. So we'll put those sockets in to soon have little grabby claws. Yeah, like that. I'm gonna... No, those legs are good. I think I can leave those in place. It's these leftward legs that are going to be the challenge, I think, for stacking and foreshortening. Like these are just lined up. Those are pretty easy to lock in. I can keep these for the most part, I believe. 1, 2, 3, and then 4 back there, mostly concealed. Another leg here. Yeah, see, this anatomy is actually lining up. That's actually looking pretty good. We'll add in the abdomen here, the lower part of the thorax, the abdomen, to drop this in. kind of like that to build out that the dimensionality to it, to add a little bit added shape to it. There we go. And then we build out these legs. We'll thin them down a little bit. There we go. What's up? Oh no, I don't know. What do you think his name is? I haven't thought of it. That's a great question. Let's see if I can find an answer real quick here. Let's go to the book that I published. And let's drop down to Latizaraxis. It's locking. There we go. Maybe the buttons will work now. There we go. Let's scroll down to the Eben Snare. Do we have names in here? I think we do. The master of the Eben Snare's name is Ravage. That's the only named crew member. Spelljammer Nyogi names. Sharp hissing is segmented, featuring frequent hard consonants, double letters, and apostrophes. They typically reflect the name of their brood or their ranking title alongside their personal name. Sisk, Seth, Jor, Und, Urd, Trosk, Trax, Tarasis, Sasiogan, Ulurth, Kursexus, Sisk, Captain, Owner, Overmaster, Lord Servant, Servant, Slave Meat, Kajixix, Killix, Critics, Pix, Tizinkel. Would you like to generate custom Nyogi names for specific NPCs, or do you need help fleshing out a Nyogi Death Spider crew? Well, I mean, that's a really intuitive question to ask. That's creepy how intuitive that question is. How fun. Generate custom Nyogi name of a overseer commanding an Umber Hulk. Let's see what that does. Zarka, High Owner of the Brood Sussex. Zerxka. Are we catching this? Yeah. Brood identity, Umber Hulk's name. That's fun. Sample commands for your game. Lord Servant, crush the hole. Zerxa commands you to dig meat. That's so great. Zerxa. Do we like that? It's almost like Xerxes, like from Persia. Let's call him Xerxes. That was a fun venture.
Xerxes. Xerxes. I like it. And his Umber Hulk meat.
That's grand. Great question. Thanks for that. That was fun. There we go. Straighten that line art out. Keep that nice and clean. Do like that. Not quite the right direction. The way to hell is right here. I haven't watched Ninja Scroll in a while. That is such a freaking great samurai movie. I know it's anime, but still, an amazing samurai movie. The TV show they made after it was garbage. The second movie was garbage, but the original Ninja Scroll movie was just, it's a masterpiece. Gratuitous sex aside, it's not actually gratuitous. The sex that's in that movie actually has meaningful plot. Like it means something to the plot. All the sexuality that happens in it is for like a very specific reason. There is no waste in Ninja Scroll. It is all just lean muscle movie. It is so good. Drop some little bits in here. Keep that fuzz going. I'm going to blend it all and blur it up a little bit. That feels pretty good. And darken that down. Just let that go into shadow. I see text. I'll catch up with you in a second. Just want to get to a point where I can look away from this. What's up? Ninja, yeah. And just scroll and fist. Yeah, Ninja Scroll and Fist of the North Star. God, yes. Tasai was so cool. That guy was dope. All of them were, man. Those were great. The Nine Devils of Kion. Those were great archetypical villains, man. They were cool. They were just legitimately cool boss fights. Really, really well constructed movie. Highly recommend. Fist of the North Star. It's a different vibe, but the ultra violence in it is excellent as well. Fist of the North Star, Ninja Scroll, Neon Genesis Evangelion, and Ghost in the Shell, as well as Ghost in the Shell SAC. What is that? Fuck, I forgot what SAC stands for. But the TV show, the Ghost in the Shell TV show, was excellent as well. Wasn't as big of a fan of the second Ghost in the Shell movie. I didn't really feel it was necessary. But Neon Genesis, Ghost in the Shell, Ninja Scroll, Fist of the North Star, that is all just S tier list anime, period. Just good shows. And like Studio Ghibli is on a different tier. But like almost everything that Studio Ghibli has done has just been really good. I'll take that back. Like Ponyo sucked. I think everything up to Howl's Moving Castle was pretty good. I wasn't a big fan of My Friend Totoro. It was kind of a nothing burger of a movie. It was more like, this is what Studio Ghibli can do, enjoy. But as like its own piece, I don't think it was very good. I just didn't really enjoy it very much. But like Princess Mononoke is a banger of a movie. Holy crap, Mononoke. That was such a wicked movie. After seeing that, we had a surge of elk riding rangers on our 3E table. No, we were still playing two. That's right. That was still second edition. But yeah, elk riding archers for the win. Oh, that feels pretty good here, man. Just add in a little bit more highlight here to get that gloss going, and probably do okay. Let's add this in here just to get that little glistening in there. That feels pretty solid. See, that looks pretty good. I've got no complaint about this dude. Xerxes, you're rocking it, my man. I'm gonna cut that free, drop it back in, put it down here underneath the nameplates for reference. Oh yeah! Oh my god! I love that Lost Star. That was such a cool show. The grappling claws that they had on their ships was some of the inspiration I had for the Spelljammer melee weapons that I put on these ships. And I like the spell shells for his caster pistol. That was cool. And the Qatar, the cat people, they're great. All of it. That was a good show, man. And that the space pirates were God, what are they? What is that? Taoist witches? That was so great. Yeah. Outlaw Star was a really good blend of science and magic. Really well executed world. Big fan. And yeah, Cowboy Bebop is legendary. What's going on with you, buddy? Inope. Let's actually grab a little bit of that to put a sheen. There we go. Get that little sheen on the eye. That feels good. That feels really, really good. Let's straighten this up here. There we go. Of course. Of course that's right up my alley. Of course you knew that. I'm going to pack it up here pretty soon, I think. Okay, let's figure out these back legs real quick. That leg is fine just like that. I don't think I need more detail than this for this one. I do need to have... I think I can probably just get away with that. Like that. There we go.
And now we need the 4 claws.
We'll go with this lighter color. Like that. There we go.
Yeah, not bad. So let's lock him down. Merge those layers together. Nyogi feels pretty good at this point. What I want to do is put a masking layer.
There we go, like that. I'd like to put Nyogi in the Mecha Kaiju campaign. Honestly, I would. However, they don't fit the current scenario. Like it would be an alien, like a quote unquote alien species and advanced Spelljammer ships. The Eberron campaign that we're running right now doesn't support that idea. Only the Corvarian nations have spelljamming technology currently through their airships. So introducing Nyogi just doesn't seem right unless something drastic happens with the campaign. But I don't see that. There we go, buddy. And we're going to conceal your leg here.
There. Now let's decouple that.
And give him a scoot to see if I can bring him around a little bit more, like, say, like this. Bring that there, and then get rid of this here. There. Seek him down a little bit more.
Nope, wrong button there.
Back row there. Flush. Maybe I want to. No, we're gonna keep him in his saddle, behind his shielding like that. There we go. And then get this back in here so his leg sticks out. That's feeling pretty good. And then he's got his tiny little claw here reaching over the edge to hold on. That's really subtle, but that's sitting really, really nicely. I'm really digging that. What time is it? 8:49. Yeah. This is probably going to be a good exit point. So we got the Nyogi done. We got the Hornet done. I'm not sure what I'm going. I don't know if I'm going to be back later on today. I don't think I am. Tomorrow morning, I honestly don't know what I'm going to do tomorrow morning. But I think I'm going to go ahead and kick out of here for now. This has been a really good burst. I've really enjoyed this work today. Yeah, 2-hour block of time. That's not so huge. This Umber Hulk needs more contrast though. I'm going to really need to punch up. It's the darks and lights. It needs more contrast. I really like his structure. He's sitting nicely. I think the composition here is still strong. I like where it's at. Just need a little bit more time to get everything finished out. We'll probably work on that. We'll probably work on the Umber Hulk tomorrow, realistically. And with any luck, we'll get the Umber Hulk. My plan is on Monday to get the by Monday to get the Umber Hulk and the Barbarian done, and then we can move, and that'll finish the piece. And then Tuesday on, we'll be able to work on the next piece. And before I bounce out of here, I'm gonna hit save real quick. I don't know why, because I'm gonna rearrange my windows. But I wanted to share real quick where I'm at with the Druid. There we go. Here is the seahorse. It has its cockpit. It's a horizontal design, so you climb into the cockpit and it seals up around you. This is watertight, so you can use this to traverse underwater, or aquatic creatures can use it in a sealed environment to explore out of the sea with it. It's a 15-foot, huge size. It's a fightercraft, so it's got flight like everything else, but it can naturally fly underwater as well without difficulty. It's got a piercing ram, and it has a grappling tentacle built into it naturally. 15-foot frame, so you got about 5 feet here, about 5 feet to here, and then the tail is another 5 feet. But I'm honestly enjoying where this piece is at. It's fun. It's a fun little piece. And then after that, we have the Eldritch Cannon Artillerist here. And then after we finish that, we've got some fightercraft to build and some floor plans to do. So I'm thinking, one way or another. I'll finish the Barbarian Wasp fightercraft. I'll finish that illustration on Monday. I'm thinking by Thursday we'll have the Seahorse done, and then by maybe a week from Monday we'll get this done, and that'll take. So what's our calendar looking like? So yeah, by 29th or the 30th, we should maybe be finishing this piece, and that means that starting in July, the start of July, we'll be building the floor plans for the 4 fightercraft that we're including in this book, and then it'll be done and we'll publish it. So that's coming along really nicely. I'm really happy with where we're at, man. Hey, thanks for showing up, bot. I really appreciate you spamming my channel with that. That's really an inspiration to everybody. And possible ban evader, evade. No more. You banned. There we go. All right, yeah, thanks a lot, man. I'm going to catch you on the other side. Thanks, man. I appreciate you hanging out with all you guys. Thanks a lot for hanging out with me. For sure, I'll be back tomorrow morning. I don't think I'm going to be back later on today. I think I'm going to do prep stuff. But anyway, I'm out of here. I appreciate you guys. Thanks a lot. Cheers. How do I stop? Where'd my stop button go? I lost a thing. Sources, content. There we go. Stop.